what's up everybody, and welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel if you are new. Hi, my name is Kendall, and here we talk about all things makeup and all things makeup related, and today is no different. I am going to be doing a full face of Glossier makeup. This is going to be my first time trying anything from Glossier. Yeah, my first time trying anything from Glossier. I feel like Glossier has been around for a very long time. I've seen everybody talking about it, and I'm so into that like fresh face, like no makeup look right now. I thought I would give it a go. So I think I have almost a full face, if not a full face, of Glossier products to try today. Before we get into Glossier, I want to talk about Dossier. Do you see how I did that? I was like, how can I fit this in? Glossier, Dossier. It just worked out. I can't make that up. So if you've never heard of Dossier before, they are a perfume company. They are online, but I recently read that they're coming to Walmart stores, which is super exciting. And their whole thing is that they make perfumes that are heavily inspired by brand name perfumes. Like, I'm talking very, very expensive perfumes, so that you're getting that same scent for a fraction of the price. I've partnered with Dossier in the past in a previous video that I did, and I was really impressed by their perfumes. One, because they're an affordable option, and two, and most importantly to me, they are cruelty-free. If you're new to my channel, I do not purchase cosmetics, fragrances, household cleaners, anything that tests on animals. It is not my journey. It is not something that I believe is right, especially in 2022, not having it. So everything that I mention and feature on my channel is cruelty free. So just a little backstory on my fragrance preferences. My favorite perfume, literally from like middle school into my early college years, was Viva La Juicy from Juicy Couture. It was all I wore. That was like my signature scent. I remember in high school, my friends would be like, I know you were just in this hallway because I smelt you. And it was like my scent. That was my thing. It would probably still be what I wore today if it wasn't for my research into animal testing and cosmetics and fragrances and household cleaners, etc. The whole reason that I started my channel in the first place was to talk about and show cruelty-free products, to show how easy it is to find cruelty-free alternatives to your favorite products. So whenever I get the chance to work with a brand or feature a product that I personally use and like that is cruelty-free, I'm gonna talk about it because it is so important to me to at least like get one person to make the switch to cruelty-free products. So I reached out to Dossier a few weeks ago to ask about my code, because I do have a code with them. I don't know what it is off the top of my head, but I'll leave it right here and also down below. I reached out to them to ask if they could reactivate it because I wanted to buy some more perfumes. Manny MUA recently did a video on Dossier perfumes. He featured some of them, and it kind of like sparked me to like, oh, I want to try some more scents. And so I reached out to them. I was like, hey, can you guys reactivate my code because I want to buy some more perfumes? And they were so nice, and they were like, oh my god, yeah, no problem, we'll reactivate your code and go ahead and pick out 6 fragrances and we'll send them to you. And I was like, okay, don't have to ask me twice. Today I want to talk about a scent that I've been absolutely obsessed with, and it is the Floral Marshmallow scent. It is supposed to be inspired by Kilian's Love Don't Be Shy, which I've never smelled because it's $240. As much as I wish I could sit here and have both perfumes in my hands and spray them and compare them for you, I don't have just $250 to blow on a perfume. And two, I don't want to support them since they're not cruelty free. So let's just look at the details here. Kilian Perfume Love Don't Be Shy for a 1.7 ounce bottle. It is $250, and the same size in the Dossier perfume, it is $39, and Dossier is always running some sort of promotional code. I believe you can get 20% off if you're like a first-time buyer. My code will get you some money off. I'm not sure how much. I'll try to find out and leave that down below. If you don't want to use my code, that's fine. There's so many other codes out there that you can use. So this one is the Floral Marshmallow scent, and I can tell you right now, it has been like a top contender. I love it so much. I haven't even opened up like 4 of the other perfumes. Like, this is the one that I've just been using. I haven't even bothered opening the others, so who knows what else I'm missing out on. It's like a hint of Marshmallow, but it's not sickeningly sweet. I don't like heavy fragrances. My favorite scent, my go-to scent right now is Cloud by Ariana Grande. I really, really love that perfume. It's sweet, but it's not overpowering. It's not sickeningly sweet. So the top notes in this perfume are Marshmallow, which you can definitely smell, Neroli. I have no idea what that is, so I don't know what that smells like, and Bergamot. Middle notes of orange blossom, honeysuckle, jasmine, and orris, and then base notes of amber, vanilla, and musk. I definitely can pick out the marshmallow, the honeysuckle, and the vanilla. I've been so obsessed with this scent, and my husband really likes this one as well. Every time that I'm wearing it, he makes mention of how good I smell, and I love it. It's so good. It's such a nice scent, and I highly, highly recommend this one. Full disclosure, I'm not being paid to talk about Dossier in any way, shape, or form, but I am an ambassador with them, so I do have the code. All these opinions and thoughts are all my own, and of course, as always, I have literally no desire to stretch the truth to you guys. So if you guys do check out Dossier, again, if you like sweeter scents but not overly sickeningly sweet, the floral marshmallow is like the way to go. I think I'm gonna start sprinkling in my little perfume reviews at the beginning of some of my videos just because I don't wanna make a whole video on perfumes. I know people do that, but I'm so bad at like describing scents aside from like it's good or it's bad. So I think I'll start doing like little mini perfume reviews just to let you guys know my thoughts on them. And it just worked out today that I'm doing Dossier and Glossier. So I mean, how perfect is that? All right, enough with the perfume talk. Let's go ahead and get into a full phase of Glossier. All right, I have been so excited to sit down and film this video because I'm so curious about Glossier. This brand has been around for a really long time and I just never, honestly, I was never interested until recently. I've kind of always been like, why would I want to not look like I'm wearing makeup if I'm wearing makeup? Like, I never really got the whole no makeup look, but now I really like it. I like having that like very natural. Is she wearing makeup or does she just have like really good skin? You know what I mean? So first things first, I bought the bag because how could I not? These colors, it's so freaking cute. And this is what sold me. I think this is what I look like. Like, to people that see me on the street, please confirm. And look how roomy this thing is. There's so many little pockets in here and it could just fit so many treasures for all the traveling that I do. It was cute and I got it. The only things that I don't have, I do not have any eyeshadows. I know Glossier does have like an eyeshadow palette quad, and I think they also have liquid shadows or eyeshadow sticks. I just wasn't interested in them. What else do I not have? I didn't get the setting powder just because I have plenty of setting powders that I personally like, but everything else we're gonna try out today. So the only thing that I have on my face right now is the Skin Perfecting Oil Primer from Jaclyn Cosmetics. I use this every single time I wear foundation. It just really smooths everything out, and I notice foundation doesn't get like caked up around my nose in the usual places. I don't know if that's gonna be a problem today because the foundation that I'm using isn't really a foundation at all. It is a skin tint, and this is the Glossier Perfecting Skin Tint, and I got it in the shade G10. I love the packaging on this. I love the packaging on everything that Glossier has come out with. It's so simplistic, but I think it's really, really cute. Recently, my favorite way to put on foundation, skin tints, anything is with my fingers, and it all started with Drew Barrymore. I had always had trouble with foundations sitting on my skin and like sitting nicely. It always looked streaky or it looked bunchy or cakey. And I was watching Drew Barrymore talk about her makeup brand, Flower Beauty, and she was saying she uses her fingers to blend in her foundation because she said they are God's given makeup brushes. And that has always stuck with me. And then ever since I started using my fingers to blend in my foundation, it's just, I've never gone back. It works so nicely. I think this is going to be a pretty good match. Again, it's a skin tint, so I think it's going to be very forgiving in how the shade works on my skin tone. I'm gonna zoom you in so you can really see here. I haven't watched a whole ton of reviews on Glossier, but I know a lot of people, their biggest complaint is that the skin tint doesn't really do anything. Like, it's not gonna provide any coverage. It's supposed to just kind of blur and even out your skin tone. So just looking at the monitor, I don't know if it did anything. I don't think it provided any coverage. Like, obviously down here I do have some acne going on my chin. It didn't cover any of that. I will say it does feel really nice. It feels velvety on the skin. It blended out really nicely. Yeah, my skin just feels really soft, really smooth. I just don't know if it did anything as far as coverage. I don't think so, but when I go back and edit the video, I guess we'll be able to see if there's any sort of difference. So next I'm going to go in with the Stretch Concealer. I also got this in the shade G10. It is a little pot concealer. I think I'm gonna go in with my concealer brush from Rare Beauty and see how that works. I'm gonna use this to apply, and then I'm gonna go in with my sponge to blend. I like the way this feels. It's very creamy. I know I went in with way too much under my eyes, but it's just so like creamy and nice feeling. Okay, and then I'm gonna dab some where I have some acne on my chin, and then I'm gonna go in with my damp sponge. I actually kind of really like that concealer. You can still see, like right here, I have the zit right here. It didn't completely cover it, but it did kind of put like a nice little shield over it, if you will. It looks really natural on the skin. And again, I just really like the consistency of it. It is very creamy, very smooth, very blendable. Okay, so far so good. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and set my under eyes. I'm gonna use my Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Finish. Okay, I really wanna move on to brows next because I'm so curious. I am not good at brows. I usually just throw some brow gel in and call it a day. So I have two products. I have the Glossier Boy Brow, which I have heard about literally forever and ever, nonstop. I've heard great things about it. And I also have the Glossier Brow Flick. Both are in the shade brown. So I think what I'm going to do, I don't know if this is in the right order of how I should do things, but I'm gonna go in with the Boy Brow first, and then I'm going to fill in with the Brow Flick. So how I've been usually doing my brows is I've just been using the brow gel from Refi, and then I've just been going in with a pencil and just kind of defining them a little bit. I have pretty thick brows, so sometimes I just don't know what to do with them. So I really do appreciate a good brow gel that has a tint to it that will do the work for me. The Refi one does not have a tint. It's just more of like a laminate. Okay, so that's with the Brow Flick. I think that color works really nicely. And now I'm going to just go in just a little bit with the Brow Flick. That's what that looks like. You know what? I don't know if this is the kind of product for me. I'm not a huge fan of like a felt tip liquid brow pencil. I feel like I don't know how to control it very well. I much prefer a really thin brow pencil. My favorite go-to brow pencil is the one from CoverGirl, and it's the Ultra Fine Brow Pencil, and it is in the color Soft Brown. I use it every single day. I just really like it, and I feel like I have more control over it. I don't want to say like this is a bad product, just personal preference. I'm just not like a fan of this kind of formula. It's the same thing with the, what was it, the Brow Blade that Urban Decay came out with. It's kind of the same thing, like a felt tip marker, and I didn't like that either, and I think it's just a me problem and not the product. I do really like the Boy Brow though. I like the amount of tint that it gave to my brows, and I like how it just kind of lifted them a little bit. Next, I want to go in with the bronzer. I didn't even know Glossier had bronzer, so I was super surprised to see this on their site. This is the Glossier Solar Paint in the shade Flare. This is the lightest shade. Swatch the color. I don't know how this is gonna look. I don't know how that color is gonna go for me. So I'm going to put this directly onto my skin, and then I'm gonna try to blend it out with this little brush from Nude Sticks. And if that doesn't work, I will try my beauty sponge. Let's just try that side first. Oy. I think I put way too much on, so when we do the other cheek, we know just a little dab will do. But I think that color is gonna be okay. I'm glad I didn't go with the deeper color now. I think that's gonna be just fine. So I'm just going to, so on the other side, I'm just gonna go, there's a few little dots over on this side. I have to say this blends so nicely. I do not have to work at all to blend this out. Now I'm just going to bronze the rest of my face. I'm a big fan of this bronzer. I think out of everything that I've tried, so far the bronzer is my favorite. Really, really like this. All right, so next I have blush. Glossier calls them cloud paints. I have two shades to choose from. I have the shade Beam and I have the shade Dusk, and I'm gonna go ahead and swatch those. Ooh, these come out super quick. Here is the shade Dusk. A little peachy. I feel like that's almost the shade of the bronzer. This is the shade Beam. So we have Dusk right here and Beam, and I'm gonna use the shade Beam today. So I'm just going to tap. So I don't know why, but for some reason I don't really like using my hands for blush. It works fine. I know a lot of people do it. I'm gonna start going in with this little brush from Tarte. It's my favorite for cream and liquid blushes. I think I took my blush a little bit high, but we are just playing, so it is fine. I do really like how that blush blended out. It was the same as the bronzer. Super nice, super smooth. Next, I'm going to go in with the Pro Tip Liner. This is in the shade Black. Funny story, I did not order this. When I first got my package, they put the eyeliner in there instead of the brow flick. And when I reached out to them, they were super nice. They were super quick to get it resolved, and they just told me to hang on to this. So, oh, that's a long point. I'm not really a liquid eyeliner kind of person. The only liquid eyeliner that I like is the one from Rare Beauty, but I will give this one a shot. Wow, that dries down super quick. I'm gonna have to lean forward into my mirror right here, so BRB. I don't like this. Okay, I only did one eye because I'm gonna take this liner off because I don't like how it looks. I'm gonna zoom you in. It is like, it's really sheer. Like, I kept going over the line. I don't know if the camera's gonna be able to pick it up, but I kept going over the line, and I am used, like I said, my favorite liner is the liner from Rare Beauty, and that is very pigmented. It is very black, and it is like foolproof. This is, you can see right here, it's patchy. It's almost like a very watery formula. That's why I was so surprised when I swatched it on the back of my hand. Like, the way this went on, this I feel like should be smearing everywhere. It is very watery. Don't like how it looks. I don't know why anyone would want to use an eyeliner like that. Maybe if you were just focusing right on your lash line, but even then, it's very sheer. Not a fan of that at all. So I'm gonna go back over this eye with the stretch concealer, and then we'll be back to test the mascara. All right, moving on to the Glossier Lash Slick. I am super excited to try this. I've seen so many people talk about it. Here is what the wand is looking like. Pretty standard. It's very grippy. I can like feel the bristles gripping on to my lashes. I can see this being really good for the lower lash line because the way it grips and separates. I don't know if I love this for my top lashes. Okay, so there's what that looks like. Lower lashes, fine. My top lashes, I feel like it didn't really do anything but just like make them go like that. Really like how this works on the bottom lashes. Top lashes, it was fine, but it is no competition for my Rare Beauty mascara, which if you've been here, you know my Rare Beauty mascara is the best mascara. All right, I have one more product to try out and then we will get on with final thoughts. This is the cookiebutterbalm.com, and this is a skin salve. Is that how you say that? Salve? Salve? I think it's salve. So I think you can use this anywhere, but it's designed, I think, for your lips, and I got the shade or the scent Cookie Butter. So that is what it looks like. It's got a tint to it, but it's not super tinted. That smells exactly like cookie butter does. Like that does not smell like anything artificial. So as you can see, like the slightest little tint, they have different shades. So you could definitely get something pinkier. I think they have like just a straight clear one. Oh, that smells so nice. Super nice. I really like that. So we are zoomed in nice and close just so we can see how everything is looking. Definitely super, like, super natural. I don't know. What do we think? All right, so let's just run through real quickly my final thoughts about everything, starting in order of which I used. Glossier Skin Tint, personally, I really like it, but you have to know that this is not going to give you any coverage. I think I'm gonna really like this in the summertime just to kind of even out my skin tone. Is this something that you need? Absolutely not. I'm sure there's a ton of other products that do the exact same thing, but I really like it. I think the color that I chose worked really nicely on my skin. Overall, for me, this was worth it and I'm really glad I have this. Standout product for me was the Stretch Concealer. Loved this. I am putting this in my everyday makeup drawer. Super impressed by this. I feel like it gave a pretty good amount of coverage. I wasn't expecting it considering the skin tint is so bare. This I really liked. I'm curious to see what this would look like if I tried it as a foundation. I may try that in the future, but I love this under the eyes. I love how it sits on top of like the problem areas in my skin. Beautiful coverage. It blends beautifully. It's super smooth, super velvety. Highly recommend the Stretch Concealer. Love it. No negatives about that. The brow products, the Boy Brow, this is going in my everyday makeup drawer. I really enjoyed using it. I loved the tint. I loved how it looked on the brows. The Brow Flick, it's a no for me. Let me know down below if you use this and you like it. I just don't like this type of product. I much prefer a thinner pencil. I just don't feel like I have good control with this. But that's not to say it's not a good product. It's just me. But the Boy Brow, for sure, definitely recommend it. Again, going in my everyday makeup drawer. Really enjoyed the bronzer. I didn't think I was going to when I swatched it. I thought the color was going to be super off, blended effortlessly, and it blended beautifully. This is also going to be going in my everyday makeup drawer. Blushes were fine. I like how they blended out. They're not my favorite though. I think I just prefer powder blushes to creams and liquids. I feel like I have better control over them. These blushes are beautiful, and if you like liquid or cream blushes, I think you would actually really, really like these cloud paints. I think these are super easy to work with, and a little bit goes a super long way. Will I use them again? For sure. I can see these being really fun to play with in like the summertime when I'm just going for like a very fresh face look, much like I am today. But if I had to choose, I would choose powder blushes over creams. The eyeliner is a big fat no for me. I do not like this product. I think it goes on very watery and it looks patchy on the eyes. I don't know who would like this product, even if you are going for like a minimal, no makeup look. You still don't want like patchy eyeliner, you know? And even just like swatching it, like if you can see, it's not opaque at all. Maybe this is for somebody, but it's definitely not for me. I really don't like this product in the least bit. Last but not least, we have the Glossier Lash Slick. I like this for the lower lash line. This isn't like an extraordinary mascara in any means. I think it does a great job at separating my lashes, and especially with the lower lash line, that's what I'm looking for. For the top lashes, I'm looking for volume, I'm looking for length. This, in my opinion, doesn't give that, but I am going to be putting this in my everyday makeup drawer strictly for lower lashes. I think this is gonna be super, super handy for that. Oh, I forgot about this. This is the last product, the Cookie Butter Balm. This is really nice. I love the smell. I can't get over it. And it does feel really, really nice on the lips, but it's definitely not something that you need to run out and grab right away. If this is something that you're wanting to try and you're looking for a really good, really smooth, really hydrating lip balm, I don't think you'd be mad at this. I think this is really nice. Feels super nourishing and smells so good. I think this is really nice, but nothing revolutionary by any means. All right, everybody, that is it for my review of some of these Glossier products. Let me know below if you've tried anything from Glossier. Is there something that I didn't try in this video that you would recommend? Please let me know. If you haven't already, please consider subscribing to my channel. It would help me out so much and mean so much to me. And go ahead and follow me on TikTok. I've been pretty active over there. I will have that information right here and also down below. I would love to have you over there. I've been having a lot of fun with it. And as always, I will have my Instagram and Twitter linked down below as well. Thank you so much for watching this video. That is it for me, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.